First off, welcome everybody to the live stream, and maybe this is your first time coming by these parts. So if you don't know me, my name's Grant, and also known as Straight Six Fan channel. You can buy this T-shirt if you'd like. I can give you information on that later. But my channel, just a little bit about myself. My channel, I like to call what I do offbeat hot rodding, and right now that's manifesting itself in go-kart project. But tonight we have installment number 2 of Know Your Neighbors here, where we spin around the YouTube garage gang and try to get to know one another a little bit better. And if you missed my first one, check it out on my channel. I interviewed Yoshi over at Hodgepodge Garage. We had a blast kicking off the series, and really I'm like the third person in line to be doing this. First, and a little correction from the first episode, the channel, the guy who started this all, his name's James Freddy's. It's all one word, and it's Freddy's is actually spelled Freddys. I mispronounced that or mislabeled that last go around. And then of course my buddy Greg over at Greg's Garage was number 2. I'm third in line here, but tonight we have a special guest, Drew with Drew's Auto. Before we bring him on the screen, I just figured we would roll the intro. All right, so like I said, we have our guest number 2 for Know Your Neighbors is Drew with Drew's Autos. Drew, how's it going?
It's going good, my brother. How are you?
I'm living the dream, as they say over here. I can't complain. It was a pretty good day at work today. It wasn't too hectic, but wasn't too slow. So it was just one of those nice, easygoing Fridays. And Drew, I think we'll start off, I think, the episode and maybe this is kind of the easy question to start off with. But I'm just kind of curious. You know, I found you through all the YouTube whole, when I lost monetization and a bunch of other people, we all kind of went out scrambling for subscribers, and over the course of that time, that's how I found your channel, and I've just enjoyed every bit of it. But maybe walk us through what made you, what possessed you to want to start your YouTube channel first and foremost.
Oh, wow. Honestly, you know, to tell you the truth, I never wanted to be a content creator. I had a YouTube. You have to create a YouTube channel to create a playlist and the favorites. So I did that for a number of years, and this is long before the monetization apocalypse and all the names they've given it. And there was a gentleman by Thomas XO VCDS. I was on a chat there with him, watching them, and he went and checked out my channel, I guess, in the middle of an interview with the flat rate master, and he says, "Hey, Drew's Auto, you ain't got no content. Get on it." So my very first video was in response to Hard Knock Forge giveaway. I didn't need the tools. I just thought, well, maybe I should get it going. But since I've been started now, like for the last year or so, I'm getting more involved, and I kind of like it. I want to take the channel in a different direction from a lot of the channels I see. I'm really not worried about monetization. But originally my whole plan was to just get good information. Like, there's so much information on YouTube, it's unreal. You can learn all kinds of stuff, you know?
Yeah, I think that's the original draw for a lot of us. You know, I think everybody out there, well, I can't speak for everybody, but a lot of those that are in our sort of circles, we're handymen. We like to figure things out, and like I take like my grandfather's generation, where everybody they all grew up around, like, you had to have those skills. Everybody just did it, and so there's always this great built-in like mentorship, sort of just people teaching each other. But then, as time went on, generations went on, and like, my parents' generation, both parents, well, just one of my parents went to college, the other one did not. But just with both people working, it just seemed like there's less and less time kind of learn from that next generation up. And I'm not saying that it doesn't exist anymore, but I think what YouTube's done is it's given a lot of us the opportunity. Well, you can't know everything, and so it's a great resource to go out and look for information.
Well, what I did was, what got me on YouTube was, one, I got stuck with a car. as I'm a mechanic by trade, and I was trying to find an answer. But I remember listening to some guy say that if you're the smartest person in the room, you need to find a new room. If you're the smartest person in the conversation, you need to find a new conversation. So what I started doing, I started digging around all over the YouTube, late nights, burning the midnight oil, so to say. And I started looking for more resources. And you realize how small you are in this world when you get out there on the interweb and you find out, hey, I'm not as important. And so you're scratching and clawing to get these people's attention. And some years later, people actually started noticing me, and I'm just trying to return the favor. But it's exactly like you said. It's a lack of mentorship. There's a lack of how do you say, in this world today, in our corporate world today, it's all micromanagement, and it's no one's teaching management, the real management. So I was looking for somebody who was willing to give me the time of day to teach me, and I found that on YouTube just recently. I've got a great set of friends. I don't have that many followers, but you know what? It's every one of them I know by name, all great people. So it's just been a tremendous ride. I love it. I'm just taking it all in. I'm riding it like a surfer, California style.
Hang loose, man. Hang loose.
Mahalo.
Exactly. Get a little shaka there. But that's, I mean, but like you said, though, I guess that's the flip side positive of all this is I think we're building relationships in ways we've never built relationships in the past. I mean, just look at us. I'm a Kansas kid talking to a Cali guy. So, and this is live, and a lot of people are just joining the show. But you talked a little bit about, you're a mechanic by trade, and I know from watching your live streams, a couple of, I remember one when you just came home from work kind of frustrated. And it's not necessarily like that you had a bad day at work, but it was just sort of like, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but my sort of take on it was just kind of frustrated with maybe the leadership of the shop. You were
Okay,
trying
good.
to like
Okay, Mom.
is that T-Money?
That's T-Money.
We'll see you later. But it was like it was like I sensed the frustration that you were trying to help innovate, trying to take something to the next level, and they just were kind of like reluctant about it. Then you kind of went in that episode. You kind of went off and started talking about how you wanted to get more and more and more into diagnostics. So, talk a little bit about like where you're at right now in your career, and kind of what the next thing for you. What my big draw to you was in that episode was just your attitude about like looking for the next thing. And like you said, if you're the smartest guy in the room, you're in the wrong room, or so just walk us through like what's the next. I think you're studying for a test or something.
Oh yeah. So I've been doing this for 16 years. So in order to answer that, I got to give you a good solid foundation, some content. And here's the content: is that I didn't go to school, I wasn't trained. I kind of scratched and clawed my way, been lied to about a lot of different things. But when you come to the realization of what the truth is, you have two choices: you can give up, or you just keep on pushing. I decided to keep on pushing. And in this last year, what I've been really doing I've been chasing. You say you're living the dream. I'm chasing the dream. I'm after the dream. I'm after it, bro. I'm on its tail. And so I get the live stream you're talking about was I was a little frustrated because I'm the quote unquote spark plug that sparks everything in the shop. And sometimes they put you in your place, and I don't like having limitations. I think life should be limitless. That's just my personal take. But yeah, I am studying for a few tests. I want to get some more certifications. I actually have a class that's coming up. I'm doing diagnostic picoscoping. I just paid for that. I'm just trying to go further. I want to go in so deep that I have all the answers that I'm able to teach others. For me, like my coworkers, was one of the frustrating things. I know I don't want to go stray off, chasing white rabbits, but
Yeah.
to to put it into content is what frustrates me with a lot of people is their major perspective and their major goal is money, and money comes and goes as fast as it comes, as fast as it goes. My major purpose, my goal is to gain more knowledge, to acquire the ability to help other people get to where they need to be. And it's just frustrating sometimes because there's not enough people that want to do that. So that was pretty much the gist of that day. I was actually considering giving up, but I wouldn't know what else to do, honestly. I probably came out of the womb with a wrench in my hand, and I was like ready to go. But you know, it's interesting, but for the most part, um, I'm not after recognition. I'm after fulfillment. I'm looking for the fulfillment life has. I don't want to get to I'm 41. I don't want to get to the end of the road and say, I wish I'd have done this. I want to get to the end of the road and say, I'm glad I fell right there. Because when I picked myself up, I learned how to do this. And I want to be able to teach other people that same thing. I want to give. I don't want to leave this world not parting out any good gems of knowledge. I think the best thing to do is everybody wants to be recognized. In my opinion, everybody wants to be recognized and remembered. But it's a sad thing that the only time people show up and remember you is when you die.
Yeah.
Like then things were horrible. Nobody wanted him. Nobody bought nothing. But the minute he died, all of a sudden he's a millionaire.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do that now, not later. So that's the whole goal behind everything I'm doing. That's actually the direction I want to go with the channel. I'm starting
Yeah.
a business. I'm going mobile,
Sweet.
and yeah, people have been bugging me for years to go start my own business. Um, I kind of ran from it in fear, and I'm conquering those fears, and that's part of the thing I'm doing right now. Is that's what I'm gonna do with the channel. Actually, is I want to take it in that direction where people go with me on that journey. People go with me on that journey of from my meager beginnings to hopefully one day I own a school.
Well, Drew, that's just, I mean, that's part of it. That's why I'm drawn to your channel, and that's why I think people need to know about your channel. It's just that positive outlook and that just the passion it comes through on your videos, and the things you just said there. I apologize if you saw me. I sit underneath a bookshelf of mine, and I've got a book that I'd recommend for you that I think I'm usually reluctant to recommend books to people just because I usually know how I feel when somebody says, "Hey, you need to read this book," because I don't know, but it's called The Dream Manager. In the
Mm.
specific, like it's all about like the whole premise is just like people have forgotten how to dream, and if you just it's almost like goal setting, but I like the sound of it being a dream sounds, I don't know, like just as lofty, but not as like, okay, if you don't get there, it's kind of okay. But it's like to help motivate you to like find your passions and stuff. Like if you're not dreaming, like what are you doing here? And the minute you write something down, it already becomes more and more real than what it could be. And it's helped me a lot in my life. But the author, his name's Matthew Kelly. So anyway, I can send you that later through email.
Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely look into that. But to answer your question, but see this, every shirt I wear has to have a pocket. For the very reason is I write things down for the month and they're goals. I carry them with me. So what I do is I write them down and I carry this piece of paper with all my notes on it and I remind myself what I'm doing. I give myself things to remember. Uh, you know, just things that catch my mind. Be willing to become the student. You never don't ever achieve the plateau of being I got there. I don't want to get there. I always want to be the student. And but at the same time, that's one of the things I've learned in those books. Napoleon Hill is one of my favorites. Earl Nightingale is another one of my favorites. Tony Robbins. I listen and talk to read all those books. I love books. I'm in the middle of another book and I study constantly. I'm an avid reader. I believe in reading. I think people should read, but they don't. So that's why we have YouTube.
Well,
So
well, that's That's why I draw pictures for a living, because I wasn't.
Little stickman, little stickman.
And I kept getting better and better at other. No, but I love it. So man, starting going mobile, that'll be awesome. And I know you've talked a little bit about on one of your live streams, but you kind of hinted at it there too, an answer or two ago about the direction you want to head with the YouTube channel. So let's talk about it a little bit. What is that pie in the sky, or maybe what's the loftiest iteration of what you think your channel might be in the future?
I actually don't have any goals for my channel. I'm kind of winging it. I like doing things on the fly, and that's why I do a lot of live streams rather than edited videos. I know it shows a lack of dedication when you don't edit. Editing is a skill. I give people that because I have tried it. It definitely takes time, and you should. I believe if anybody's on YouTube and they're editing their videos and they got these intros and their logos and they got all the nice things going, I think they should have patrons. I think they should have people that should support them. I would support everybody if I could afford it, but the truth be told, I can't. There's just so many great people on here, but that's why I go live. But what I want to do is, if I can, I want to carry people through the whole process of starting this business, purchasing the van. Now, granted, I'm starting with $0. I have $0. Again, $0. and
One more time for the people in the back.
one more time, 00. That's the X-Man. No. But to show people that one of the things I want to project across that is not to show that, oh, I made it, but to show people it's possible. It's possible for anybody, and I mean anybody, to come to this country legally and do it the correct way. This is the richest land in the world. I thank God every day that I'm here, because I could have been born anywhere else and struggled some other ways. But here, I want to show people that there's other venues. When one individual puts his mind to something, he can overcome and accomplish anything. To put it simply, Napoleon Hill wrote in his book 52 Steps to Success, at the end of chapter 1, he says that when a man's mind is liberated and he's introduced to his real self, who has no limits, I fancy that the gates of hell tremble with fear and the angels in heaven rejoice. And I carry that with me all the time because it's the truth. When you free yourself from the fears and the restraints of this world, you can do anything, anywhere in this world. And that's what I want to project from my channel, is that look at this little crazy beaner. He's 41 years old. He's got no money. He started with this bucket of a car he calls Debbie. Debbie. He's riding around in a low rider with thousands of dollars of debt. And he's fixing cars. You can't paint a crazier picture. Comedians can't make this stuff up.
Man, Drew, you hit us with so many awesome things there. So first off, hopefully he's still in the chat here. Shout out to another coworker of mine, who's like, he needed to hear all of those things you just said. His name's Ark Cricket. If he's still out there, I hope he responds back in the chat. But he wants to start his own YouTube channel, and I keep trying to encourage him. Like, you just gotta put something out there. And but you're right. And I mean, that's a lot of what my focus on my channel has been about too, is just trying to prove, like, if I can do it, so can you. I mean, it's really simple as that. And it's like, we get so the moment, like you said, when you break down your own fears of doing any one thing, like, the reward is so much greater. So that was awesome. Yep. Okay. Good. Art Cricket.
What was your friend's name again?
So his channel name, and he's in the chat. So if you have the chat up, it's ARCH Cricket, Arc Cricket. So Arc as architecture.
If I could say something to him, this is what I would say. I don't know how old he is. I don't, or if it's he or she. I don't know.
In
But
between
whomever you are,
age wise.
uh, whomever you are, the only fear that every individual really truly has is the fear of actually living a full life and never making a leap. What's the worst thing that can happen? You fall on your face or you fail. And if anything, from that failure, you'll grow. But I know that with anything that anybody does, when you put your best foot forward, you're going to get the best results.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually looking for him on the live stream here so I could sub to his channel. And I want to go and I'm going to send him encouragements and I want to see what he has to offer. Architecture is another whole nother world, man. I hopefully we get to see him. If
Yeah.
there's anything I can get out of this whole entire thing hanging out with you is if we can get somebody to post a video or somebody to overcome whatever fear they have, then we've accomplished a goal. And I think to me myself that is worth more than any monetization or any sub that clicks the button or any like thumbed up. Any that means more to me than anything, because at the end of the day, we're all human beings and we all need each other and we all need to pick one another up and push each other forward. You know, I tell people at my job, I try to encourage them, and they always say to me, why is it you're always pushing us? And I tell them, why? I said, I'm a short guy. And they look at me, they go, are you serious? I'm like, dude, have you seen me lately? I'm 5 foot nothing. I said, I can't reach the top shelf. And like, they're like, are you stupid? I said, I'm just messing with you, man. But for real, but because I'm so short, I want to put you on my shoulders. And I want you to reach the things that I can't, because you can go places I can't go. But if I can be the guy's shoulders that you stand on to reach those things, I feel like we've done it together. And you can't get there unless I put you on my shoulders. And so I'm always showing people that there's somebody behind you and there's somebody in front of you. And no matter what you're doing in life, you got to encourage the guy in front of you to keep going. And you got to encourage the guy behind you to come on, man, follow me. And pick people up when you can and hold them up so they can reach the heights that you can never reach. And that's just a thing that I carry with me all the time. And even when I have my bad days and I just hate breathing, you know, you wake up, you ever have those days like today's Friday the 13th?
Yeah. It's been tough for me to breathe because I've been fighting this cold last couple.
Well, it's kind of hard when it's nice and sunny out, then it's snowing, you
Yeah.
know. But my point is in saying all that is that if we can get your friend out here to just get involved, I know he has it in him. I never met him, but I know he has it in him. If he has that desire, then man, I want to help him get there.
Chris, if you don't put a video up after that, man, I don't know. Drew, I feel like I need to do this almost weekly now with you, so you can life coach me, man.
Oh,
This is just awesome. I mean, but that's to be honest though. I mean, like it's awesome having people like you out there because, like you said, you're 41, but it's never too late. Like I'm 32, and I enjoy my job, but I'm starting to get to the point again where I'm thinking, am I really? I'm almost wondering if I'm being called to use my hands more than what I am for, and that's what I need to be doing more of, and because I love what I do out in the garage and things like that, but I. It's not that I'm dissatisfied at my job at all. I don't want to say that, but it's been kind of something that's been creeping back up in my kind of my thoughts, but that's why it's so important and powerful to have people like you who aren't afraid to take the leap at age 41, and you must have some pretty strong shoulders too to carry all this people to reach the things you can't.
yeah.
So
The truth is I tell people to follow your passion. In all my time, I can go on all day, all night, and talk about all the negative things that I've had to endure. But I don't do that because I'm not concerned about how I got here. I'm more concerned with where I'm going. And if you're passionate, there's another gentleman, I can't remember his name right now. He was an architect, and he quit his job at a very prestigious firm, making very good money, to build bikes. he enjoyed building bikes. I mean, I'm not talking like the cycle bikes. I'm talking like the motorbikes. And he builds custom bikes now, and he is doing great. He's making more money than he ever has, but it's really not about the money.
Yeah.
It's really about him having a sense of fulfillment in his life, a sense of adventure, and he's creating things. And he has his own business. I'll email you his name, and you
Yeah.
can study on him. And I was blown away that this young man, he was only 29, making a lot of money, and he just quit.
Oh no, our live stream is getting hung up here a little bit.
Lost.
Drew, are you still with us?
I'm here, brother. Are you?
Yeah,
Can you
I'm
hear me?
here. I can hear you all right. Can you?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Sorry, but the last part cut out a little bit. You were talking about, the guy's 29 years old, making a lot of money, and then I think it kind of flatlined.
Oh, I'm sorry. What happened was, long short of it is this gentleman. He quit his job. He was quit his job and started building bikes. That was his passion, and now he's happier than a dog with two Peters. You know what I mean? Happier than a tornado. Can you hear
I
me?
can hear you. I can hear you all right. I lost a little
Is
bit of video.
my internet? It's really windy where I'm at.
Yeah, it's windy here as well. We've had some storms here tonight, and not sure if that's part of the issue on my end or not.
It's probably on my end.
Okay, well, we seem to be getting back to right where we were. That the only other thing I had as far as an actual question to ask you or something, at least on the docket to talk about, was one of your most popular uploads was you guys did kind of a race, if you will, between a Snap-on impact driver and a Milwaukee. I thought that was, and then as soon as I watched yours, I realized there's probably like a million people out there have done that video, but that was like the first one I had ever seen, and I really thought I really liked that. It was a super practical head to head, and the results spoke for themselves. But any videos like that we can expect coming up soon, or
There have been a lot of people that have left a lot of comments, very angry. I'm almost tempted to do it. I want to do the Snap-on half inch against the Milwaukee half inch, which in my opinion, the Snap-on's probably going to win with speed, but the Milwaukee will win in price. But it's hilarious. I don't know why that video of all the videos I put out is the only one that gets plenty of views. Um, a lot of the comments are just so negative. People are so mad. People hate. You either love Snap-on or hate Snap-on. It's hilarious. You know, I'm not trying to advertise Snap-on or anything like that. I just got two coworkers who have two different points of view. I got tired of hearing it. I made a video, and I didn't know that it was gonna be a smash hit. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
But I thought to myself that there's so many of these videos out there, no one's even gonna watch it, and turns out that people were watching it, and they like and they hate it.
Well, that's I mean, it's market research, right? If you're gonna drop that money, you want to know what you're getting into, whichever way you go. But I just thought that was so many people do reviews of a tool, but I thought it's not that it's a novel concept, like nobody could have ever come up with that before. But I guess I've been living under a rock where I haven't seen too many actual like that was the most like side by side I've seen people say, hey, let's use this mini grinder. They do it, then they pick up the next one, and then they do it. But that I just thought that was really cool and really unique.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do more video. When I do videos, I'm gonna try and do more diagnostic videos. Only because I got another challenge. A friend of mine challenged me. He said, I'm looking for a good diagnostic channel, and it's a small group of people, but at the same time, it'd be interesting to see myself screw up in front of a lot of people. And and, and try and play it off. That'd be nice. It's like be like car salesman.
That that goes back to the no fear thing, though. Really, like.
Oh yeah, no, it does. It does. I'm just gonna try everything, and just try. I'm just trial and error. I'm a live wire. If life was like a box of fireworks, I'm that one that just goes pop.
You're the exact. Well, with that, I mean, I'm out of like specific questions. I know in the last show it worked out good to kind of open up it to the live stream. If any of you guys have any questions for Drew or for myself, a lot of them out there. I know. Marco Gutierrez is really impressed that you did your hair for the show, Drew.
Thanks, Marco. I always wear a hat. I didn't do my hair. I always cover it because you see this right here. Yeah, right there. They call me the silverback at work because I'm telling them I'm on a rampage and I don't want to show them the rock. So, but yeah, to stay on a positive note, man, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm not the greatest. I just love conversation. If you were just to have conversation with me, it would really open up. But I to get down to the crux of things, the thing I have going on with YouTube is I really just want to help people improve in whatever area that in their life they can do. Unfortunately, I don't spend enough time. Man, I don't spend enough time helping other people. I spend more time studying and researching and doing all sorts of things. I'm a big sponge. Like you can talk to me about history, I'll tell you about it. They call me the professor sometimes at work because I know about everything. I'll tell you about what language and where it started, how it came from, and all this other crazy stuff. I got like a million facts in my head that are useless unless I'm on Jeopardy. So
So I like to say I, for whatever reason, hold on to the irrelevant BS, but the important things for some reason slip right out. But we did have a question come through, and it was from Marco. So Drew, what's the number one hurdle or the biggest thing standing in your way at the moment from going mobile?
Oh, well, I don't know if you guys caught it earlier, but I have $0. So zero. uh, but you know what? It's not a hurdle. It's just an obstacle that I need to learn to overcome. Um, to make a long story short, I don't have a whole lot of financial backing, and the reason why I don't tell a lot of people that is because to me, um, that's really not a hurdle. It's just an obstacle that stands in my way. How much do I really want it? How much of myself am I willing to give up? How much am I willing to put in? And that's where I'm at. So that's why I'm taking my little low rider. I'm gonna lift it up and I'm gonna fill it with tools and I'm gonna just do what I do. And uh, paperwork, the other thing, being legitimate. I don't want to be one of these guys that rolls up, doesn't have paperwork, doesn't have a license, or doesn't have insurance. I want to stand by my product. I want to stand by what I sell. Um, there's a gentleman, I'll probably make a video of it tomorrow. I'm actually going to go on a 2-hour drive about 80 miles away from here, and I'm fixing somebody's car. I'm saving him I'm literally saving this individual probably about $800 to $1,000 worth of parts and labor. And what I want to do is make a video out of it. I already asked his permission last week, and when I went to go look at it, and that's part of the goal. Is I already let him know what I'm doing, and the part of the goal is to get out there and to show people that I can do it, I can fix it, and I will fix it. But one of the compliments he gave me was that he marveled that here's this guy that shows up in this little tiny blue car, and he was like, "You're so thorough. You're very thorough about how you approach this car and all the questions you asked." And he says, I didn't know. Here's the crazy part. I didn't charge him a dime. He asked me, how much do I owe you? I said, just give me some gas money. We'll talk about how much you owe me next time I come when I finish the repair. And, but the only obstacle that's really in the way is probably myself. um, because I'm lagging on some of my paperwork. But other than that, financial grievances that keep me from going forward. Money
So,
makes the world go round.
Drew, I feel like I have to call you out, which is not what I want to do here in the
Oh,
first.
please call me. Please do it. I appreciate it.
You
Please.
said you felt like you didn't help people out enough, and then you just told the story about how you're helping some guy out. Like, come on, don't beat yourself up.
Oh yeah, that is one of my downfalls. You're true. Yeah, I do. Dude, I help so many people. It's unreal. Uh, like yesterday. Oh, for instance, okay, perfect example. Some old man and his wife. There's a Vietnamese restaurant across from my job, and he came over and said, "Hey, I got a flat tire, and can you guys help me out?" Well, that would be the logical thing to do, right? You'd see a mechanic shop across the street, you go across the street and say, "Hey, help me out." But my boss and my coworker just like stuck it to this old man, and I clocked out. I clocked out of my job, and I said, "I'm taking my lunch." I took some tools and I went across the street and I talked to the old man. I said, "Hey, my name is Andrew. His name is Merrill." And I said, "Is that your wife?" And he said, "Yeah, we just had lunch." And I said, "You know what? Let's go fix that tire." And so I go across the street and I fix this guy's tire. And he was trying to write me a check. And I said, "No, I don't want your money, bro. I just came out here to get your wife out of the sun. Please go to the tire shop and get this tire repaired." And I come back. The guy gave me like $30 cash. I
Wow.
kept trying to give it back to him. I said, "No, it's not really about the money, bro. I just wanted to help you out." And he was so thankful. I do things like that all the time. It's weird. I'm a weirdo. I'll see people broken down on the side of the freeway, and I'll pull over like, "Hey, I'm a mechanic. Can I help you?" You know. And so, but yeah, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely correct. I do beat myself up with that. I don't think I'm doing enough though. That's what it is. It's never enough for me. That's the thing. It's never enough for me. If I can feed the whole world, I would, but I can't. So I can only do what's in my control. And so I think that's one of the downsides to my positiveness is that I never see enough. I can feed 150 people tomorrow who are homeless, and I'll be on that Saturday. I'll be happy. But when I wake up on Sunday, I'm like, man, if I could do 150, why not 300?
Yeah.
I mean, like, and then it just in my mind, I'm thinking of all these crazy ideas, like, well, why don't you shoot for 1,000? Why not the whole city? It's like, so in my brain is just always looking for more. It's never content with right here. It's never satisfied. I'm always searching for more. There's got to be more. It has to be more. Okay, if it was impossible for me to feed 150 and I sweated my, brain and mind, I racked my brain to get to that 150, I think to myself, man, if I'd have just done a little bit more, I could have got 300. If I'd done a little bit further, one more day, maybe that's 600. So my brain just does not allow me to quit. It just doesn't allow me to find peace. I want to see the whole world in a better place. And truth be
Drew,
told, it's not gonna
you might
happen.
you might have $0, but your bank's so much full in other places. So you do the right thing, and it'll come back. It'll start paying dividends. One question did roll in from our buddy JC Smith Projects, and he wanted to know how far would you be willing to drive to work on diesels? Was his question a while ago.
I know what he's getting at. You know what? I was actually considering that, JC. It's only a 7-hour drive. And if you asked me to, I would more than likely go. I would take a vacation day and I would go up there and I'd fix that diesel. And I would do everything in my power to fix it with everything that I got. Even if I didn't have the right tool, I'd find the right tool. Only because, um, not just because I know you, but it's a challenge. I take it as a challenge. I look at it like this: when somebody challenges you, that means they trust you. They trust you and they expect things out of you. And even though sometimes you may fail their expectations, the only person I'm really racing against is myself. I want to see if I can do it. I want to push myself to that limit to say, you know what? You couldn't do it. You didn't have the money. But you know what? You did it, and now you got the money. What are you gonna do now? So yeah, it's a bit of a challenge. But I love JC. JC's a great guy. If you guys ain't subscribed to his channel, you should go check him out. He's a really awesome guy. A lot of these people in here, I've noticed, um, are people from a community that I've been a part of for a while, like Andrew, Juan, Marcos, Cooter, um, JC. A lot of these guys, are great people. That's goes back to the beginning of the interview, where I was talking about how I really had no direction, and now I have direction. So, and a lot of these people have been helping me. Believe it or not, YouTube has actually encouraged me. Just like you called me out, I take those. No, seriously. I'm not offended by that, dude. I take it and I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, you know what? That guy's got a point. You know, let's try it out. What's the worst that can happen? I'm already not doing it. So
Well, I'm gonna show him wrong, that punk.
yeah, you know what I mean? We'll see who got punked. Could be worse, right?
Exactly. I mean, but man, Drew, it's just I feel like I've grown so much actually just in this short time talking to you. It's I mean, there's so many things that just by example you're giving us to strive towards, and I mean, just watching the comments in the chat, just so many people. I mean, I think this is why we're drawn to you, and I think that's what's exciting about your mobile business starting out. I don't know. Are you familiar with what's his name? Stacy David from used to be the guy on trucks, I think, way back in the day. What,
No, and actually, I'm not. There's so many channels. When that whole YouTube apocalypse happened, and people were straggling for like these subscribers, I found myself in all these forums. That's how I found your channel, actually. I found your channel through Hodgepodge Garage, and I just went to these live streams, and I was just subscribing to everybody. I just started subscribing to everybody, and I always hit the bell, and so I would get all these things, and I just started weeding out what was interesting and what wasn't. And
well,
he's got a great channel, matter of fact.
yeah, Hodgepodge's channel is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I like his channel. But no, I don't know that one. But honestly, I was stuck in my own little circle of people, I guess you should say. I was stuck in my own little group, and I'm kind of
Well,
glad the apocalypse happened because I found your channel. I love what you're doing with that radio flyer, bro. I want to see you do donuts in it. I'm, I'm just waiting till you're outside on a sunny day in Kentucky. That's where you're at, right? Kansas,
the other
Kansas,
state.
Kansas. The other K. The but and do donuts in that thing. That'd be kind of cool. I show your video to my coworkers. I'm like, look at this guy. He's like, I don't know what he does for a living, but he's building this really cool thing. They're like, what do you mean thing? I don't know what it is, but it looks cool and it's gonna go fast.
It's just a grown-up kid who never had a go-kart growing up. So,
yeah, and you know what? And I love it, bro. I love how you're meticulous with everything you're doing. You're very goal orientated when it comes to what you want out of that project. And that's what I gather from your channel. I also get to see you build this really cool thing, but at the same time, I gather strength from seeing you just put your goals to work. And there are a lot of other channels like Hodgepodge Garage and a couple other ones I can name that I look at and I say, well, they're not in my career field. They're not doing what I'm doing. But what I can gather from it is, man, look at that. That guy had a dream or that guy had a vision and he's doing it. It's not the way everyone else would do it, which is great because it's his. And I want to watch how he does it. And I get energy off of that and I strive off of that and I just keep going with it. And I'm like, yeah, if that guy can build a go-kart out of a wheelbarrow, well, hell, I can fix this car,
I feel like there's a episode that should be titled "Donuts for Drew."
Yes, please. Burnouts for Drew.
Well,
Drew doesn't have $0 anymore because I did a burnout for him. That's 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 one Bitcoin. You could do little Mario sounds in the background. Maybe even shoot a turtle out of the front. That'd be cool.
That we'll do some turtle shells. We'll see if I can. Buddy. Well,
Yeah.
once again, if any of the viewers have any questions, like feel free to throw them out there. I see Juan Hinosa. Probably didn't pronounce that right, but I just acted like I did. Was mentioning somebody trying to get to 600 subs. I'm not quite sure who, but if we can, anything we can do to help somebody else out, yeah, would love to.
Wow. There's some great people in here. I just want to say hello to everybody in the live stream. I'm sorry if I've not had a chance. I'm having fun talking to my friend here. This is the first time I've seen his face. Like, yeah, I'm still flabbergasted. I was really just blown away that I was invited to even have this conversation. If I didn't have this conversation going tonight, I'd probably just be outside working on a car or reading a book, going through my bills and talking about how I can't pay them and then shred them.
How to get past the zero money thing.
Yeah, the $0. If I can put that up on the screen right now and like neon lights, ding 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 ding, or how they don't, have little minions go across. No, but little Despicable Me. But no, I just enjoy. I'm just having a fun time enjoying life right now, bro. And YouTube is just helping me out with it. And I'm glad I got to meet you and got to do this. And all the people in here are so cool. Oh, Miss Shauna, I appreciate you. Miss Shauna Carmack is in here, and
I mean, that's partially why I reached out to you, Drew, to be on the show. It's just I just could tell. I mean, there was a connection. I was just, well, I mean, I enjoy your channel so much, for one, but I just knew, like, I mean, like the way you smile and the way you laugh, it's just, I mean, there's so much joy, and I just knew it was going to be. Since I'm still trying to get this whole series off the ground, I was like, well, this is going to be a easy interview because he loves to have a good time. So I mean, that's all I really needed, man. And I felt like, man, not enough people know about your channel, and if I could help expose the world to more Drew's Auto, by golly, I was gonna do it. So
yeah, we don't want to expose too much of Drew. That might get me arrested.
Well, that is why your camera is positioned where it's positioned.
Yeah. No, I'm just sorry. It's just I have to make a joke out of everything, man. I just don't know. It's something wrong with me. Doctor says it's fine. Doctor says.
I don't think there's ever anything wrong with the amount that you and or I have smiled tonight. I think there's nothing wrong about that amount. That's. But hey, we'll talk a little bit about. You've mentioned your lowrider a couple of times, but when you say lowrider, what kind of a bad boy were you talking about?
Oh man, it's not really that bad of a boy. I named her Little Debbie because any mechanic who doesn't have his car named is probably not a mechanic. There's a little disclaimer going across the bottom of the screen right now. No, it's a little Toyota Scion. It's a little 4-door. I bought it a couple years back because it's good on gas. It's a 5-speed clutch. I put a stage 3 clutch in it. So it does have a little oomph to it, but it's still a 1.5, little 4-cylinder. It originally came on 14-inch tires. I put 18s, put lowering springs, so it sits on the ground. And it's just basically the toaster that could, I'm thinking about putting a blanket, that little blue blanket off the back, so that people will be like laughing at my toaster. Maybe a picture of a sticker of a vacuum cleaner on the side window, right next to a logo that says Drew's Auto, and so come to clean your car.
I feel like I need to Photoshop something for you to put on a T-shirt, the little toaster that could.
It would be kind of cool, with some wrenches flying out the back, and a little lawnmower engine sticking out the back on the front,
Yeah, I'm an, I guess, idiot like that too. I can't leave anything stock when it comes to cars. I'm a sucker for it's just got to be different, you know? Like I want to know I can pick my vehicle out of a parking lot, you know, from the next vehicle that's the same color in the same year, but I want something that's like, no, that one's mine. So I love it.
Yeah, I've owned a variety of cars actually. Seeing that I turn wrenches, I buy the most beat up piece of junk I can find, and I just put a few dollars in it, and I run it till it falls off, literally till the wheels fall off. And like I literally had a wheel fall off when I was driving to the work. I used to call that one the baby shoe. It was a '88 Honda hatchback, and it was like this blue color that got faded by the sun, so it was like an emerald blue. Like it was this weird color. It looked like a baby shoe. Swear. And then he had this little guy. I was a lot thinner then, and this little guy, a little midget, would just jump out of this little tiny car, and I would pile in all kinds of people in it, going places, and I would tell him every time we get on the freeway, all right, everybody, hold your breath, going up a hill. So, it's great stuff. Great stuff. I've owned a lot of cars, but I love that little Toyota. I beat the life out of it.
Wait, was that your favorite vehicle that you've owned, or?
My favorite was a '77 Nova 4-door. That was my very first car. I wish I never got rid of it.
Have you seen my brother's car on my channel?
No, I haven't dug that far back yet, brother.
Poke around. I've got a playlist. He's restoring a 1977 Nova right now himself.
Is it a 4-door?
No, it's a 2-door.
Oh, see, they got that little window in the back to make it look funny. I had a 4-door.
If you want, though, actually, there is a guy on YouTube. If his channel name's it's like Ruben, but it's spelled with YA, like Yaubin or something. 677. Anyway, he calls it Luis. He's got a 1977 4-door rebuild. Maybe someone in the chat can correct me if I'm.
Yeah, we called mine Pac-Man.
Pac-Man. Was it yellow?
Yeah, because it was that weird Nova yellow. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It literally looked like a cop car off Dragnet. And so, here's this little 16-year-old kid with no license driving with the steering wheel like this, you know? I mean, literally like this. And the rear end was going out, so it would hum. So it was like, woo, as the faster you go, woo. I was like, oh, yeah, she's talking to you guys. Pac-Man's hungry. And so I used to love that car, man. Man, you know how many people I stick in the trunk to go to the drive-in? It's unreal. So build that wall at the drive-in. So
I had a babysitter growing up who she had every now and then borrow the parents' Cadillac, and she called it a dead body trunk. Is what she called when the trunk gets so big, she called it the dead body trunk, like that.
Yeah, I used to put like 5 of my friends in the trunk, but yeah, that's where I got it from, Marco. Pac-Man from the movie Colors, because it was a 4-door car. It was yellow like Pac-Man, and people thought I was a cops, thought I was undercover. Yeah.
Well, say goodnight to Shauna. She's dropping off the live stream, but I did see another question come in earlier, and we'll probably wrap it up, finish with this one, Drew, because I probably ought to shut it down myself. But the question came from Chris, Art Cricket, and we did already cover the first half of his question way back at the beginning of the show about what got you started on YouTube. But he also asked what keeps you going, and I guess I'll start, because some people have heard my story, some people haven't. But the reason I started was I just looked at it these are my hobbies that I was going to do anyway, and I just decided to just approach it as I'll just hit record on the video camera while I'm going to do the hobbies I was going to, and hey, if I can make money off of it, that's great. It helps I think justify the amount of time I spend on my hobbies, but it really wasn't I never got into it. I always say I did and didn't get into it to make money. Whatever money I make is cool, but I have no financial, oh my gosh, I've got to make so much. I have no threshold. So that's why I got started. But what keeps me going, honestly, right now, it goes back to it's not about making money, but it kind of his thing is to be consistent, which they say is best on YouTube, which makes sense. Like if I consumed a podcast or a TV show or something, I kind of like to know, oh, okay, I can expect the next one comes out at this time. But actually having the YouTube schedule now has made me more accountable to my projects. And some of those days when you don't feel like, I don't know if I really want to go work on a go-kart, it's like, no, man, you got to go do something so you can have something to show at the end of the week. So that's what keeps me going, really. It's just they kind of feed off each other. It's like if I don't have a good project going, I don't really have good YouTube content. And if I don't have good YouTube content, or if I don't keep to a regular schedule, I don't keep up on my projects. So anyway, that's me. So what maybe keeps you going, Drew?
Honestly, since I started making videos and actually started getting subscribers, is the subscribers, the people I meet. Like for instance, like you, who are going to be looking on my channel for something entertaining or something, a little more information about Drew. And but it keeps me going because it's actually really good for me to hear from people and who I don't know, who I've never met personally, the encouragement to say, hey, you know what, dude, you're cool. Like, yeah, I hear that a lot. Dude, you're short. Yeah, been knowing that since 12. Been the same height since then. uh no, I'm just kidding. But no, that's the subscribers will keep me going, bro. And it makes it fun. It makes it really, really fun because you never really know what direction to go. Like, just like that video with the impact gun. I didn't plan that. I just did it, and it's not even a really long video, and I just did it just to do it. And but it's stuff like that, just random things that get thrown out there. I'm not trying to get world renowned or really well known, but I feed off the people, off the subscribers more than they feed on me. And at the end of the day, that's what keeps me going. Is just the sense of fulfillment, and there is a bit of accountability in there, like you were saying. I do got to hold myself to another standard and say, hey, you know what? You said you were going to do this, so there's like 350 people waiting for you to do this. So you better get off your tuffet, Miss Duffet, and get on the road and get it done.
Better myself. Well, Drew, thanks for coming on. Thanks for being my second guinea pig. I guess
thank you.
One advice to you would be on the impact driver video. Go ahead and throw like an in screen thing on it and sucker people into watching more Drew after the end of that.
I haven't figured that out yet. Like I don't know how to put the links in. I just figured out how to do Google Hangouts.
Well, maybe I know you have to be at certain thresholds to unlock certain things. So maybe you're not quite there, but go to your creator studio and search for in screens.
Yeah, the last time I was messing with the creator studio, I accidentally deleted a video.
Okay, so maybe stay out of there. Never mind.
Yeah, for the time being, and then until I get an instructor or something, like. What's so sad is you go on YouTube, right? You're like, oh, well, this can't be that hard. And you type in, how to do this on YouTube. And it's always some 14-year-old kid. You ever notice that? Like some 9-year-old kid that's walking you through. And I feel so dumb. I'm like, wow, I'm really watching this 9-year-old kid show me how to edit a video.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I need to get a beer. Jesus, I can't believe I'm doing this. It's like
Speaking of that, we'll wrap things up and cheers to you, Drew. So
thank you.
Well,
go
guys,
Kings, go! We play tonight, so we're in the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
huge sports fanatic.
So hockey's one of the ones that I probably follow the least. Nah, I probably follow hockey more than NBA actually. But I spent a few months in Nashville, so I'm go Preds. Hopefully the Predators can bring home the cup. But
oh man, first game I took my son to a Kings game right here at the Staples Center was against the Predators. It was the beginning of the season. It was we won 4-0. So, but hey, go Kings, go!
Go Kings, go! There you go. Well,
go Predators. Hopefully you guys, I don't know.
do some.
make it
You
to a
don't have
concession
to.
stand.
I mean, I'm really not that famous. Don't. I mean,
What is your favorite sport?
I'm college football. Kansas
Ooh.
State Wildcats. That's probably what I obsess about most. So actually, if if you'll probably notice, I put out less content in the fall because I'm usually going to football games.
Oh, that's nice. Must
So,
be nice.
but
Wow.
when the Royals won the World Series a couple years ago, I mean I love Major League Baseball. It was that was quite the ride. I'd never been through anything like that before. So yeah, I'd say those are probably my top two. So
All right. Well, oh, one last question for you though.
okay,
What do
yeah,
you do for a living?
I'm an architect.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So do you do like the blueprinting, or do you do like the whole like 3D, 4D type thing on the computer?
We do 3D modeling, but we also create construction documents or blueprints. No, River City, no. Sorry, he's no. Anyway, we do create two-dimensional blueprint drawings out of that. So, but it's we do mostly our firm does mostly schools, and right now I got two under construction, two jobs, elementary school and high school gym edition, and I'm loving the gym edition. But
Nice. I didn't know that. I
yeah,
was wondering. Yeah.
now you know. That's why actually I'm really excited to whenever you send over that book or that story of the architect turned chopper builder. I'm like, yeah, no,
Well,
that.
it's not really chopper. They're like these weird motorbikes. Like he takes bike frames and he
Okay.
literally takes these two cycle motor. Like it's interesting. I'm gonna send it to you, and it's I was blown away. I was like, wow, that guy's got some cojones. Like I don't know if I can do that, but you know what I took from that, and I said I'm gonna do that. Why not? You know.
Speaking of,
But I know you're trying to end, so I'll shut my mouth and let you do your thing.
that's all right. Speaking of motorized bikes, though, River City can probably speak to that. He's and by the way, if any of you guys in the chat haven't checked out River City's channel, he's done one of those F100 body swaps on a Crown Vic frame builds, which the amount of time and detail he went through, just all of the little things, phenomenal build. But he builds the motorized bicycle, like sort of the classic kind of cafe racer look, or what do they call this, board track racer kind of style. But really cool stuff. But with that, we will end. This was installment number 2 of Know Your Neighbors. One last time, Drew, say goodbye to all the. We had a really good group in the chat, so thanks everybody for joining. Drew, I don't know. Do you have a normal sign off? That what we did last time is I'll let you sign off, and then I'll sign off my way.
I don't have any sign off, man. I just said, hey, all right, guys, see you later. Boop, and I hit the done button.
Hey, that works just as well. But I guess until next time.
Cheers to those who have your beers, man.
There you go. All right. Thanks, everybody.